If you're an experienced internet traveler like me, you've no doubt found yourself on a variety of social media platforms. Older travelers, my decrepit self included, will remember the MySpace era, while those of you on the younger side will have grown up with the likes of Twitter and TikTok. But amongst the various platforms one may find themselves on, one stands out in particular: Reddit. For those unaware, allow me to provide a brief summary of what Reddit is. Reddit is an American social news aggregation, web content rating, and discussion website. Registered members submit content to the site such as links, text posts, images, and videos. Reddit is a unique blend of other social media sites. It is primarily content-driven, but you are required to create an account in order to post, which differs from sites like 4chan, which heavily favor total anonymity. Another difference between Reddit and the image board style of social media is the voting system. Content can be upvoted or downvoted based on the user's opinion of the content, which heavily contrasts with 4chan's style of anarchic, free-for-all shitposting. Indeed, this has led to somewhat of a rivalry between the two communities, although in reality the users of both are far more similar than they would like to admit. Being primarily a site for content aggregation, Reddit's scope is vast. You can find virtually anything you might be interested in on Reddit, from communities dedicated to pictures of chunky cats to bird-related conspiracy theories. You can also find a collection of some of the most pathetic, disgusting, vile creatures the internet has ever spawned. In this brief video, I will be examining 5 of the worst communities on Reddit, by my reckoning, in no particular order. r/Tinder. As it sounds, the subreddit r/Tinder is a subreddit dedicated to discussion of the dating app Tinder. As you might expect from a bunch of Redditors, the social interaction skills of the average user tend to leave a few things desired. And no place is this more evident than on r/Tinder. A first-timer to the sub might mistakenly believe that what they are seeing is an elaborate joke, an attempt to create the most physically repulsive pickup line known to man. However, it is no joke. The Redditors of r/Tinder have truly transcended to levels of fedora tippery that were previously believed to be impossible. A few examples. If you haven't noticed a pattern yet, I'd be glad to peer behind the curtain for you and expose what makes a highly upvoted r/Tinder post. Some guy with a beard and glasses sends the dumbest pickup line imaginable at a girl who looks like she probably has Saudi Arabia in her DMs. The girl responds back, usually confused by the sheer lack of confidence and social skills displayed by the aforementioned Redditor. He will usually attempt to salvage the conversation, which does nothing but make him look worse, at which point the girl will finally unmatch out of pity. Then the Redditor makes his way to r/Tinder to collect his upvotes and sympathy from his fellow Redditors, who will bemoan the girl's lack of humor and reassure the OP that his line totally killed it. Thus, the cycle continues. The one saving grace of r/Tinder is that its users will certainly never reproduce, doomed to post their Tinder strikeouts until the cold embrace of the grave takes them. And so with that, we move on to number 2, r/female dating strategy. Alright, so many of you may have heard of this one before, but since we covered the neckbeards of r/Tinder, I felt it was only right to show the other side of the coin: female dating strategy. Female dating strategy, shortened to FDS, much like r/Tinder, is not exactly what it seems. On the surface, it is an all-female subreddit for the discussion of modern dating as a woman. In practice, it is the female equivalent of the male incel movement. They have adopted their own terminology, much the same as the incels, for dealing with men. Scrote is a common way of referring to them, as is LVM, low-value male. The core philosophy behind FDS is simple: men are trash. The users of FDS are concerned with empowering women, which they mostly go about doing by bagging on men and giving out some of the worst dating advice imaginable, as well as lashing out at other women who don't follow the FDS ideology, these women being known as pick-me's. An interesting correlation is that many of the users of FDS are also subscribed to subreddits as r/childfree, r/dating over 30/40, and r/houseplants, which would seem to indicate that many of the women giving out dating advice on FDS are in fact terminally single. Much like r/Tinder, this surprises no one. It is unfortunate that such a toxic ideology is allowed to live on Reddit, and more unfortunate that many normal women can get drawn into this toxic ideology from a bad dating experience or two, leading to the discovery of FDS. However, once again, we can take solace in the fact that these people are not reproducing and seem content in their community of despair. This leads us to number 3, r/hydro homies. Okay, so cards on the table here. Compared to the previous 2 subreddits, this one is fairly innocuous, but I maintain that it deserves its place on the list. Hydro homies is the reincarnation of a subreddit called r/waterboop, a shitposting group dedicated to the consumption of water. Reddit, fearing any loss of potential advertising income, quickly took action and banned water ends, leading to the creation of Hydro Homies. Hydro Homies, honestly, is a better name, but Water Ends was funnier. This is my list, fuck you. And so we come to number 4, r/politics. This is probably the most divisive one on the list, but I can truly hope that anyone viewing this video, like me, is mostly apolitical. Now, much like any forum for discussing politics, Reddit's r/politics is one of the most heavily moderated echo chambers on the internet. Reddit is a left-leaning site, and nowhere is this more evident than anywhere where politics are discussed. Engaging in political discourse anywhere on the internet is already essentially pointless, because everyone already knows they're on the right side and the other guys are a bunch of idiots, but this is especially true on r/politics. Bans are frequent, insightful commentary rare, ideological consistency impossible. Regardless of your political stance, stay the fuck away from r/politics. Number 5, r/stuffers. Here we go, back to the somewhat funny content. r/stuffers is a group, almost 100,000 strong, dedicated to feeder fetishism. Put simply, they like big bitches, and they like them a lot. Now, I know what I'm doing here technically falls into the category of kink shaming, and I want to be clear, that is 100% what I am doing here. The idea that all kinks are valid and deserve to be accepted is lunacy to me. I very firmly believe in live and let live, but when you're putting your fetishes out in the open by posting them online, then you give up your right to exist unshamed. I will never come into your house and call you gross for your sexual preferences, but if you're gonna post them online, then you're free game. Honestly though, good for these women, because I would expect that a lot of them are making absolute bank off of stomach pics, cam sessions, mukbangs, etc. I only wonder how many of these women first found the subreddit because they were trying to look up r/stofers. Well, that's the video. There's lots of other gross shit on Reddit, but those were 5 subreddits that I particularly don't like. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, or I will cut myself. See ya.